Hey there, guys. My name's Jamari. I'm with Ascension Hosting here. We're a digital automation and web hosting company. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually use ChatGPT for your cleaning business. Now, this video will be kind of uncut, unedited. It'll be very, very raw. That way, you can obviously see my mistakes, but then also to go a little bit more in detail about the actual prompting, how to prompt ChatGPT, because I know a lot of people have a little bit of issues with it. So I do have three screens. So on my other screen to my left, I do have all the prompts that I want to showcase to you guys. And then I have my other ChatGPT account here where I then have where I will actually do the actual prompts and then I'll show you how to actually use it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a checklist for a deep cleaning service. And what this is going to do is it's going to obviously give us a list of areas so that we should clean, items that all should be basically included in this checklist. Now, before we do that, I do have a Google Doc open and I want to show you guys something. So, for example, this prompt right here, create a checklist for a deep cleaning service, listing areas and items that should be included. Now, why do I have these things highlighted? I want you guys to see something. Create is what you want ChatGPT to do, okay? So the first thing, when you first prompt ChatGPT, you can get it to explain you something, you can get it to create you something, you can get it to solve you something. The list goes on, right? Usually I like to use create because that way it forces ChatGPT to try to actually create something and not just try to remake something that I've already given it, right? Which you can do. That is an option where it's like rewrite this or remodel the way I did this. But that's what you use for the first. So that little purple there, that's what you use. And the red, right, is the actual task, right? The actual job you want ChatGPT to do. The third thing, which I have in green here, is the subject around exactly what you want ChatGPT to create the task of, right? So for example, in our example here, it's create a checklist for a deep cleaning service, right? So again, create a checklist for a deep cleaning service. The deep cleaning service is the exact subject, right? Because I could change this, right? I could say create a checklist for a landscaping service. I can change that to say for a dental service, right? That's what I mean by this green here is the subject. So always look at it as what you want to do is you want to, and I'll type this out too. Like I said, this is all unedited, so it's all good, no worries. So first thing, whoopsies, mic wasn't on there. So what I'm going to write out here is basically, what do you want Chat GPT to do for you? Right, so that's going to be our number one thing there. And then our second thing is going to be, this is going to be, we'll just call this, for example, how do you want ChatGPT to, we'll say, explain or complete a task, right? So this is a good way to start kind of look and see how you exactly want ChatGPT to work for you and your cleaning company. Because obviously you need to know what do you want ChatGPT to do for you, but then you also need to know how do you want ChatGPT to either explain or complete a task, right? So remember, you need to have exactly, right? Obviously, what's first? You need to have what do you want it to do, right? So in our situation, we wanted to create, right? And how do we want to do it? We want to do it in a checklist, right? So this is the task, right? So and I'll highlight this here too. So we'll highlight this in this light blue, right? So the first thing is what to do, right? That's what we'll name it, what to do. We'll give it another color. I don't like green, but we're going to give it green, right? And then the last thing is what about, right? So what do you want Chat GPT to talk about / explain or solve, right? Ignore the bad English, right? It's okay. It's my first language, though. Anywho, So these are the three things that you want, right? And actually, to make this a little bit more congruent and match a bit, what we'll do is I'm going to make this, that way it's a lot easier for you guys to understand, right? So this is subject. This is how I go about creating my prompts, by the way. So, obviously feel free to use this exact same method. So boom, perfect, just like that. So this is what we want ChatGPT to do, right? Is we want ChatGPT to create something. And then second, this is exactly how do we want ChatGPT to actually go about creating it, right? So do we want it in a checklist? Do we want it in a table? Do we want it to code something, right? There's multiple different things to this. And then lastly, it's the subject, right? We already know what we want ChatGPT to do, right? So we want it to create something. The second thing is we want it to create a certain task or complete a certain task, right? In a certain way. And then third, what do we want ChatGPT to either explain or solve, right? So what is it about? Like, what's the subject that we exactly want ChatGPT to do for us, right? And like I said, in this scenario, we wanted to create a checklist for a deep cleaning service. Now that I've explained the prompting, how to go about it, right? That way you guys can do this on your own. If you obviously have questions, right? If you need help integrating AI within your business or you need help understanding ChatGPT, I will leave my LinkedIn. I'll also leave all my socials down there as well as my Calendly link. So that way you guys can also book a one-on-one and I all free, no worries. And I can simply go through, we can get on one-on-one and I will actually explain how you can do this for your business and tailor it for your business. So let's go back to ChatGPT. Let's hit enter. So we're going to say create that checklist for us, right? And just like that, obviously hands up, right? Little sparkle fingers or I don't know what they call it. Anywho, it's going to give us the exact list, right? For a general area, right? So dust, cleaning services, vacuum and clean floors, kitchens, and then bathrooms, bedrooms, and obviously it's still going, whatever, which is great. Now I'm going to show you guys something really cool. ChatGPT remembers your conversation, right? So ChatGPT remembers all of this exactly right here. Okay. So what we're going to do is, right, for those cleaning companies that are having struggles like how to actually price for their business. I'm going to show you guys how you can like price things. Now, remember, this may not work in all markets, but this can at least get you kind of started. And that way you're not always drawing a blank. You can just keep constantly moving and taking action for your cleaning company. So ChatGPT is giving us this whole list, right? Now we're going to say with the list you have created, right? Create me a pricing table for each item. We'll say with a suggested price point for each item to charge for. So, oops. Okay, so now we're gonna take this. We're gonna go back over here. Remember, we're still following the same format, but this format's a little bit different. Okay, we still have the create, which we're gonna highlight purple. All right. We still have the task, right, which is the red. And then this here, this is in reverse now, okay? So it's now in reverse. So what we've done is we've now reversed the subject. We've made the subject first, right? And then we've made what to do with the subject second. And then we've made the task for what ChatGPT will actually do for us last, right? So we're having ChatGPT create us a pricing table, okay? So this is what I mean by this is where you can get really good at prompting. This is how you can become really, really talented at using AI within your business to make it better. So we're going to go back now. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to explain that in more detail. But this is another way to do your prompt. So we're going to hit enter. And it's going to go through. Look at that. Hands up. And it's just giving us an exact pricing table. Right? I'm going to show you guys too exactly how you can make this a little bit more tailored, right? Because right now, what we're doing is we're having ChatGPT create us general information here, okay? That's what we're doing. We're having it create us general information. Why? Because we want ChatGPT to give us as much information as possible. That way we can then take all the information ChatGPT has given us and then use that and then say, okay, now tailor all of this information to my specific cleaning company, right? So, and then this is here. See, it even reminds you prices are based on your location, the level of difficulty or effort required for each task, and the competitive landscape in your area. No worries. Remember, you can always outrank your competition if you're obviously staying ahead of the curve. Remember, it's evolve, not vanish. If you don't want to vanish, remember, you know a guy that can help you integrate AI. So let's go back up. Let's look at this, right? So it created a complete pricing table for us, all in a simple second, right? Now, let's just say we are a cleaning company in, I'm gonna go pick on someone random here. Okay, let's say we're a cleaning company in Seattle. We're gonna say the company's name is, we're cleaning, so that's what this. I am a cleaning company in Seattle, Washington, for those who don't know, by the way. In Seattle, my company name is, let's say, Bubbles Clean. Okay, so telling ChatGPT what our business is about. This is another thing by what I mean by we're simply putting the subject first, right? And then we're gonna switch this up, right? Because there's different methods to this. The first method is it's what do you want ChatGPT to do? How do you want it to do it? And then what do you want it to do about? Right? Like what is the actual thing you want ChatGPT to do about said thing? With the second version, it's the subject first, then it's then it is the what do you want to do with that subject, and then the task, right? So they're all interchangeable. And this is what I mean by you can move it around so that way it works for you. So remember, well, all we did is with the list you've created, right? And when you start thinking about the subject, right, don't get confused because remember, all we said is we said with the list you've created. We told ChatGPT, hey, this list that you created me, now create me a pricing table for it. So now we're gonna say I'm a cleaning company in Seattle. My company's name is Bubbles Clean, and I need to out compete my competition. They are charging. So we'll just say like some wild number, right? 400, and I charge. We'll say I charge 270. How could I properly market my business and out compete them? Right? So this one's filled. Sorry about that, something got in my eye. But so this one is filled with a lot of subject this time, right? Because now what we're doing is, if you notice, all we said is just the subject, right? We haven't even told ChatGPT what to do exactly. We did here, right? So we said, how could I properly market my business, right? Which is the task, right? We really didn't tell it to actually create anything. Why? Because ChatGPT already has all the information here. And all we're going to do is ChatGPT knows exactly what we're trying to go for here. So, not to make this video too long, we're going to make it very simple. We're going to do this. We're going to put out compete. Yeah, let me fix all the little spelling stuff. Okay. Next, out compete. How do I properly market my cleaning business? Be very, very specific, please. So we're going to say, how do I market my cleaning business and outcompete them? And enter. And then it's going to give us the exact way to outcompete our competitors. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually move on here. And this is how we can create tasks, instructions. This is how we can also then create things such as pricing tables, right, to help our businesses. Like I said, I know that a lot of you cleaning companies out there are kind of struggling when it comes to pricing and things like that. Well, I give you the exact format that you can use for ChatGPT to literally make you like an expert in just using it at the bare bone basic level. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say, I'm going to take this other prompt here. We're going to go into a new chat just right up here. We're going to go right into the message and we're going to say, generate ideas for social media posts to showcase before and after photos for our most impressive clean transformations. Right? We're just going to hit enter. And boom, it's going to say Transformation Tuesday, Spot the Difference Challenge, Clean Sweep Success Story, Time Lapse Transformation, Weekend Warrior Challenges, Deep Dive Diaries. These are all different types of social media ideas that you can use. Now, remember, I'm going to put all of these prompts down in the comment section, so you're more than welcome, to use these. Remember, guys, this is unedited, right? Because I want this to be as natural as possible. That's why I'm not editing this, because I want you guys to see exactly how to use ChatGPT for your cleaning company. I'm in a lot of cleaning groups. I'll even link to great cleaning groups down below. So if you're on Facebook, you're more than welcome to join them. They're fantastic. But look at this. This is exactly what you would want. It gave you a whole bunch of social media ideas, just like that, right? And you don't have to do any other work now, but obviously clean and, run your business, because that's very important. So now, because a lot of people are always wondering, right? So we're going to take our next prompt, and actually we're going to go into a new chat, because sometimes, remember, try not to ask too many things in one chat. Sometimes try to make your chats be very, very specific for a single task. That way it's more effective. But let's keep going. So the next prompt is create a proposal for a post-construction cleaning project, including services like debris removal, and final touch-up. So actually, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that. We're going to go to the deep cleaning list, because remember, we already told ChatGPT to create us a pricing table, right? So we're just going to create a proposal for a post-construction cleaning project, right? Including services like debris removal and final touch-up, as well as using the pricing table, right? So you see what we did there? We're telling ChatGPT, hey, remember back in the conversation when you gave us that pricing table? Yeah, make sure to use that, right? And now we're just going to hit enter, hands up, and boom, just like that. It's going to create us the entire proposal in a matter of seconds. Now, of course, always make sure to read over this. Make sure to always go through it, because that is very, very important. And look at that. It's going to even put the pricing there. Exactly what you would need. Really, really easy. Really, really simple. Now, obviously, you may want to, shrink it down or whatever, but this is fantastic and perfect. And I'll let you kind of go through and look at that. It even says Bubbles Clean is pleased to provide comprehensive post-construction cleaning services for, and we'll just say Mr. Johnson's project at 123 Main Street. Our skilled team will perform a thorough cleaning to ensure the site is immaculate safe, and ready for occupancy. Now, let's say, guys, I'm going to leave you guys off with this as the last thing, but let's say this here is too wordy or too fancy. What you can do is you can always go in here, you can say, turn this into a 5th grade level. And then you just hit enter and it will rewrite it in a 5th grade level. That way it's comprehensible, that way it's understandable, and it's readable by the general public. So, hope you guys enjoy. But before I leave you off, right? Before I leave you off, what I'm going to do is I have another prompt I want to give you. We're going to say create. We're going to say generate. Actually, no, we're going to say create because we want to change that, right? So we're going to say create step-by-step instructions for cleaning staff on how to effectively sanitize high-touch services in a commercial setting, right? Remember, always remember, create. It's what do you want ChatGPT to do? What's the task you want it to do? And what is the task about? Those 3 things. These are the basics of how you can understand ChatGPT for your business, for your cleaning company, and how you can basically use it, right? This exact same format for you, right? So remember, make it very simple to create and then have it do a type of task, right? So whether it's a table, an email, an ad copy, a blog article, you name it, that's what this task has to be, right? What's the task that ChatGPT is doing? And then what is the task about? The more detail you actually make the subject, the better the result. Because out of all of this, the really big thing to focus on right here is the subject. You want to focus on the subject because ChatGPT likes the actual context and it likes the details, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to hit enter. We're going to let this run as I go back over here and I kind of explain. But you want the subject, right, to be very thorough and has a lot of contextual to it because you want a better output. But remember though, here's the trick. Keep it very basic when you're asking ChatGPT stuff. And then what you do is you then do the reverse where you put the subject first with the, right? And we're just going to like remove this here. We're going to say with the X you have created, right? So this could be with the email you've created, with the ad copy, with the list, with the email, whatever. Create me blank now. And that's how then you can now generate more context without you having to constantly give ChatGPT more context. So now I'm going to lead us off with this prompt here. Which is going to give us a step-by-step guide and instructions for our cleaning staff, right? And so we're going to go down here and look at that. It's already given us everything we need, right? Gather the necessary equipment, put in personal protective equipment, identify high-touch areas, pre-cleaning surfaces. It has everything all here just for you. So if you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have watched all the way to the end, I know this video is a little bit long, but it's well worth it because a lot of people aren't actually explaining how to use ChatGPT for your business. They're just trying to make a buck off of you. And I'm not doing that. I would rather you guys simply see how to use it for your business. And if you guys do need help, remember my Calendly is down in the description and I'll put it down in the comments so that way you guys can reach out to me, book a one-on-one, and I can go through ChatGPT with you and show you how it works. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.